Okay, love talk in 3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Bob Chatterley.
And I'm Judy Chatterley.
We've been married for about 16 years now.
Actually, Bob, it's 17 years.
Well, we've really benefited from the material in the Love Talk book.
Yes, and that's why we are so excited to be a part of this DVD.
Like some of the other couples you're going to meet, we're going to share some stuff from our own relationship.
But we should move on here.
Oh, right. Sorry, honey. Let's learn a little bit about Les and Leslie Parrott. Hey, roll the video.
Doctors Les and Leslie Parrott are best-selling authors whose work in the field of relationships has been featured in USA Today, the New York Times, CNN, Good Morning America, Fox, and Oprah.
You didn't tell me they were on Oprah.
They were on Oprah.
I'm impressed.
They give relationship seminars in over 40 cities annually, appearing live before over 1 million people per year. Les is a professor of clinical psychology, and Leslie is a marriage and family therapist. And together they co-direct the Center for Relationship Development at Seattle Pacific University. Go all right, sweetie. I didn't seem rushed, did I?
You were great, honey.
You have been so supportive lately.
Well, I did read the book.
I can tell.
For me, Love Talk is communicating in a way where you are talking about each other and your relationship. And you start to really feel awesome about each other.
Love Talk to me would mean Jeremy and I are on the same page. We are working towards something together, not I have an agenda and Jeremy has an agenda, but we have an agenda together. Together because we care about each other.
Honesty, openness, vulnerability, sensitivity, deep listening.
Being able to connect with my life partner, my wife, at a deeper than superficial level.
Well, we are sitting on a love seat, and so I feel it's the communication that takes place when we're sitting on our love seat. No. Sorry.
Notice it was feelings, though. It's what you feel when you're talking. That's interesting.
Let me try this. Love Talk is when you objectively analyze everything and get the facts out so that duty and responsibility are perfectly taken care of, and the house is clean. That's really loving. How's that?
I love when he walks in and puts his hand on my shoulder or touches me or gives me his time. That's way more valuable to me than words.
For me, I'm on a trip somewhere and I open up my suitcase and I find a card in my suitcase and I pull it out and it's Marvelly and she's written some things and then and then I pick up the phone and I'm going to call her. That's my idea of Love Talk.
Being able to help her celebrate the greatest hopes and get through the greatest fears. Is that too deep? You guys are all looking at me like, wait a minute, okay, is that a yes? I mean, I don't know. It's like everybody's on fire. I'm like, oh my God, what do I do?
It's not easy living with someone as opposite as we are.
And we need a lot of help, so we appreciate any kind of video, book, online assessment. We need it all.
It's
over
funny.
and over and over again.
The funny thing is we teach a lot of stuff to young couples, and we do really well teaching them, but practicing it is always quite difficult, although it helps us to be, constantly helping others. But, man, it is no picnic and a lot of work, and it matters more to us than anything else because we totally are committed and love each other. But it's not easy to have a frictionless relationship if you're Jeff and Stacy.
Here in the library of Seattle Pacific University, where Les and I teach, you'll find a lot of history books.
And if you think about it, that's millions of pages representing years and years of human activity and communication.
And it's the same way with our relationships. Each couple creates a history of their own, and every interaction between them inscribes a page in that history. When lots of negative interactions build up, we get defensive and begin to create a wall between us, a lot like this wall.
That's true, but when you have positive interactions with your partner, there's an indelible inscription on each page of the story you're writing together, and it says, I'm known and I'm understood.
It's hard to believe that something as simple as talking can actually transform a relationship.
It's so true, but you need to know something. Leslie and I do relationship workshops all over the place, marriage seminars around the country, and I think maybe because of that, sometimes people think, man, their story, their book must be filled with nothing but positive inscriptions from cover to cover. Well, let me read you a transcript, a page from our book, the dreaded page 36.
Oh yeah, page 36. I can't stand it when you give me that look.
What look?
You know exactly what look. It's that one that says I'm a dimwit.
I didn't say a thing.
Exactly, it was your face that said it for you.
Hey, I just thought because you were in charge of getting the directions, you might know where we're supposed to go.
Oh, you're so condescending when you look at me that way.
I could say the same thing about you.
Okay, Les didn't even finish his sentence. Both of us were shocked by the sight of this huge sign in front of the church that said, "Becoming Soulmates with relationship experts Les and Leslie Parrott." I said, do not stop the car. Keep driving.
And that's exactly what we did until we got our act together. Just another day in the life of doctors Les and Leslie Parrott, relationship experts. You still should have had those directions.
Well, our relationship is not doing well when we haven't been talking much at all. If there's times, you know, you go through days and you have not connected, maybe because you're busy or because you've been tired and I haven't gone out of my way to talk to her or something, and you just ask her a question like, how are you? Stacy's the kind of person that if there's a lot of stuff in her and I don't ask for it, she just keeps it there.
I think you tend to get short with one another when you're not having meaningful communication. I think that's where you see it. You just are kind of coexisting in a home together, and things might irritate you more about one another. And I think when you're having more times of communication, you see that type of atmosphere diminish.
Once the walls are going up, it's pretty tough to get out of it. For me, and I think it's an issue of pride, admitting that there's something going on in me that I just don't want to say it at that point. But I have to work at it. I have to just tell myself, you know what, this marriage is too valuable to me to continue this.
We want you to know that what you're doing right now is one of the most important things you'll ever do for your relationship. After all, communication is the very lifeblood of what connects you.
It's really true. We feel most connected when we have good communication. And when communication breaks down, we get really distant from one another. And that's really because we're always searching in our conversations together for signs of love and approval. Here's the kicker. We really become tuned in to signs of disapproval from our partner.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Remember the other day?
Oh, yes. I had made what I thought was a perfectly normal-sized bowl of ice cream.
And I walked in and made the mistake of asking him, are you really going to eat that big a bowl of ice cream?
Oh, I get it. I'm fat. And I'm bald. You know, Judy, that really hurts my feelings. I know I don't look like what I did in college, but listen, I'm just going to go in the other room for a few minutes, okay?
Bob,
I'll be back.
Honey.
When it comes to improving communication, we feel like the best place to start is at the very beginning, with the fundamentals.
Yeah, communication 101.
Getting back to the basics.
One of the most basic elements of a great conversation is simply time.
Sometimes that's more challenging than it sounds.
Oh yeah, we're all traveling at the speed of life. Even our language reveals this. I mean, we are in time crunches. We eat fast food. We get caught in rush hour. We get frequent flyer miles. We travel on the expressway and take rapid transit.
We got married really young, and we had our children right away. And so we've never really had a lot of time, just her and I. It's always been the kids.
In a busy family and lots of activity and lots of kids, I don't think we actually have enough meaningful conversation.
I think it's when we're busy that we both tune each other out.
Good conversations simply just don't happen when we're traveling at that breakneck speed.
Absolutely not. That's why we all need to just simply take a deep breath and slow down.
Another basic of great communication is attending. And attending is really the gift of your presence. It's psychological and physical attention that you give your partner in a conversation.
This is so important. In fact, this is... Yeah, Dave. No, I'm not doing anything. No, it's just something I gotta tape. Sure, absolutely.
Cut tape.
Take 44, Mark.
Sorry about that. Truth is, we were just trying to make a point.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel very good to be on the receiving end of that, especially in a conversation with your partner.
This is how I can tell when maybe Marvelly's not, tuned right in. Is I'll be telling her some really, interesting story to me. Did you hear about this? And then I'll look over and she's actually programming a number into her cell phone. I'm thinking, oh, okay, it's not really riveting, is it?
Aaron is a multitasker, and with the advent of computer technology, cell phones, pagers, etc., that has gone to the nth degree. And so that's kind of challenging, because I do like full attention, right?
Right, yeah, right.
When I ask a question or tell him something, and I know that he's watching TV, and he'll say, yeah, and he didn't answer the question that I even asked, that drives me crazy.
A couple things to keep in mind about really attending so your partner feels heard. One of the things it requires is good eye contact. Well, maybe not that good.
I agree. And another thing is just to have an open posture that lets your partner know you're in tune with him or her.
Yeah, and choose an environment that's free from a lot of distractions so you can focus.
And sometimes that even means turning off the cell phone.
Paul Tillich said the first duty of love is to listen. And it really is essential when it comes to love talk to learn to listen to the feelings beneath the surface, not just to the words your partner's saying.
Another fundamental is clarification, clarifying the content of what you hear. In fact, for the words that you and I use most frequently in the English language, there are on average 3.5 different meanings for each word. We need to clarify content. Take a look at the words that you see right now on the screen. What do they say? Decipher them. How many of you see the words love is now here? How many of you see the words love is nowhere? There's probably somebody out there that also sees the words love, I snow here. No explanation for that guy, but we all need to clarify content.
Sometimes I will stop a conversation and ask him to tell me what I just said because I want to make sure that he's been listening, because I feel so differently when I hear that he has understood what I've said. And sometimes I'll even ask him to say it back to me. And actually it's a great way to get me to stop talking about things over and over and over.
Yeah, I was mad about that ice cream comment for a couple of days.
Oh, you sure were.
As it turns out, if I just would have clarified what she had meant...
Yeah, he had just gotten his cholesterol results back from the doctor.
Yeah, it was pretty high. And,
that was all I meant.
That was all she meant. Note to self. In the future, clarify. Oh, yeah. And eat more oatmeal.
Another fundamental of good communication is to avoid giving unwanted advice.
Absolutely.
And what happens when we give unwanted advice is we stop the flow of genuine feelings in a conversation. We just bring it to a halt.
Sometimes it's kind of difficult to hear it if it's said in a way that I feel like it's kind of condescending, or maybe said in a way that's kind of a put down.
I'm working on raising my question to advice ratio. So I'm kind of trying to ask more questions instead of just say, what it is. Although I am open to the fact that that I should just stay the same and everyone else should change. That would work out too.
Well, there you have it. Communication 101. A few fundamentals to get us started on the road to love talk. Now, these fundamentals are more powerful than you might ever imagine. But sometimes, at least if you're like us, you need a little reminder to kind of come back to even the basics.
Yeah, it's important to carve out time to talk.
It's also important to attend to your partner with your body language and eye contact.
And listening to the feelings underneath your partner's words is so important.
And don't forget to clarify the content.
Especially avoiding unwanted advice.
Another thing we want to mention in closing is something you'll find at our website at realrelationships.com. It's called the Online Love Talk Indicator. It's a little online assessment that'll take you no more than 10 minutes. And I gotta tell you, this is one of the things we're most excited about in this whole package.
While the Online Love Talk Indicator isn't required for your Love Talk workshop,
it could be one of the most important investments you'll make in your relationship.
I was surprised at how accurate it was.
We're reading through together through the different sections, saying, wow, that is exactly me.
The things that they share are very practical.
I love the part that it gave specifics on if your husband is this type of person, this is the type of thing that you should say to him, or this is how you should respond.
I was very surprised how similar we were.
It was just a different way of him being able to understand and hear what I've been trying to say in so many different ways.
So I've been waiting for this for 24 years, and so I thank you and others that have put that together. It's been a real blessing.
Lots to talk about.